It's strange that we all gathered here and having a ceremony and he's not here. Because one of the greatest things we miss so much is his laughter, his smile. His laughter is from the depth of laughter itself. That when he smiles or laughs, the whole atmosphere radiates. Dad is a very practical person. He has very strong Christian roots, very disciplined attitude. But at the same time, he understands that at every stage in a child's life, children will be children. And at every, either as a child, as a teenager, you would naturally have the tendency to do what your core or peer group does. But as much as he tries to push you from the negative things which your peers will be doing, he doesn't put so much burden on you. He just tells you, this is the right way to go and this is the wrong way to go. He gives you a choice to make, but gently guiding you towards the right path to follow.
He was a man of humility. He was very humble. He was very, very successful and accomplished, but a very humble person. He made sure that no matter who you were, in his presence, he made you feel comfortable. And, that's one of the characters I think, I'd like to take on with me, and I've tried to emulate in my own life. In anything you do, he believed that you should put in your very best. And throughout his life, whether it be a responsibility tied to his faith in church or church-related activities, or in his professional life, as well as his private life, he believed in excellence. So that's another legacy he has left for us, and we are trying to emulate that and carry that on in our lives as well.
So when I said the stink of death is gone, for Deacon Dr. Onosode, the stink of death is gone. For you children, the family that are in Christ, the stink of death is gone. For every one of us that is a child of God here, the stink of death is gone. But for those who have not repented of their sin, if they die in their sin, it will be terrible.
For some of us, we have said, Jesus, I give you my life, but your tongue is not dead. For some of us, we have said, Lord, I give you my life, but your ego is still standing. I was discussing with my wife. I said, there was one thing I loved about our late Deacon. The poor is comfortable in his presence. The rich is comfortable in his presence. There was no class barrier. He had a name for the poor.
The salvation that we have in Christ Jesus. And he was dedicated to serve God with the whole of his life.
A perfect example to follow. He was a Christian both outside and inside. Daddy never for once took a break from being a Christian. He was a Christian every day. Truthful, humble, full of excellence. Daddy will not wear a dress or a trouser that has double gaiter. He will go back and iron it. He was a man of excellence.
He is secretly referred to among our peers as Dr. Wado. He had an increasingly large number of young men and women. He fathered in multiple ways over an extended period of 40 years. Uncle Andrew has been a non-biological father to me of impeccable attitude, and many other young men and women all over the world. While his biological kids are very much aware of this, I do not think they know the extent to which their father affected the life of strangers.
Deacon Dr. Onosode was a man of love. He was always ready to give to people. My early knowledge of him was, of course, as a pastor, so I thought he was then, but he was a deacon in the church. He has always been committed to God and to his church and to the activities that build up the church.
Do the shadows come, and why does my heart feel lonely and long for my heavenly home?
Say he was an embodiment of love. I mean, all through the years growing up, I can't count the number of people that, he used to see through school who were church members or family members, and, they were always around him, and he was helping them in one way or the other, and he was also committed to knowledge. He really believed in knowledge, in, ability to do things and, gather information and be able to deploy effectively.
Oh,
May your sorrows all be small ones, and your fortunes 10 times 10. May the good Lord bless and keep you at the till we meet again.
Many can testify to his generosity. He usually sponsored less privileged youths in their quest for higher education, and others in their pursuit of trades. The last of those who called me Guinness is gone.
My dad was my first love. My dad taught me confidence. My dad taught me that whilst wealth is important, it should not influence our virtues. He believed so much in education and he gave the best to us. He made sure we went to the best schools at the time. I cannot imagine what my life will be without him, because he was the mirror with which I looked at myself, and I always wanted to be like him.
Where can I start from? I can start from the first moment I met our daddy. He was very humble. He showed me love. He told me, you have a home here. From the very beginning, after the introduction, I was told by him directly that you are now a son in this house. I never forget that.
My father-in-law, God bless his soul, was to me he was an amazing man. I think the words fail me, but I think the adjectives are not enough to describe him. What you can learn from a man like Daddy is service. Service to community, service to his people, service to God. I think that's the other thing as well. He was a God-fearing man.
One thing I admired about him was how he handled the operation of his home, his house. Anytime we come to Saple for holidays. I also admired the love he displayed to his wife.
You would pray. All I needed to do was just mention or let him hear. He would join you in praying. He would wait for your testimony. He would tell you what to look out for. He was a man of God. He was spiritual and he was loving. Myself and Daddy had a special bond. We are herbalists. We drink a lot of herb. We take a lot of tea. We take a lot of naturals. And I would miss him for all of that.
They say that those who we love, they really never die because they live in our hearts forever. And Daddy, I love you. I'll continue to love you just the way you loved me. And we'll continue to live on the legacy which you left behind and to take care of our mom that you loved so much. Adieu, Daddy. I can't wait to the resurrection morning to hug you tight again and to see that beaming smile on your face.
Ó ṣe mí o, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Jésù olùgbàlà, hallelujah mo wá dúpẹ́, ènìyàn ló wọlé alájà mẹ́fà tó jáde láyé, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Jésù olùgbàlà. Olúwa máa ṣeun o, àlọ́rọ̀ mi máa dáyọ̀ o. Àóyè o, Olúwa máa ṣeun o. Mèmí ni èmi mọ̀ mọ̀rẹ́ o. Ọgbọ́n ni mo fi mí ta yìí lọ́ba ẹ̀tàdógún ni mo fi mí ta ní lọ́jọ́ mu. Wọ́n yá fowó lọ́mọ pẹ̀lú lọ́nìyàn kan bá fi lé rẹ̀ kẹ́ yọ kí mi rí. Lábí ọdún mi lẹ́ o mo tún gbé tuntun dóde. Iyó ire mi ọmọ ire mi. Ọ̀túnba lékè tí a ọmọ ire mi iyó ire mi o. Akínyẹ̀ra ìfúnkẹ́ ọlọ́lá mo bá ròde ènìyàn mi ní. Aya akínyẹ̀ra ìfúnkẹ́ ọlọ́lá mo bá ròde ènìyàn mi ní. Iyó ire mi ọmọ ire.